The 2024 U.S. presidential election is a pivotal moment for America. This election is not just another routine event, it is a defining moment that will influence the nation's trajectory for years, if not decades, to come. The outcome will shape domestic and foreign policy for years to come. From healthcare reform to economic strategies and from climate change initiatives to international relations, the stakes are incredibly high. Voters face a crucial decision. Each vote cast will contribute to the future direction of the country, making it imperative for every eligible citizen to participate in this democratic process. Their choice will determine the direction of the country. Families across the nation are engaging in discussions, weighing the pros and cons of each candidate and their policies. Issues like the economy, healthcare, and climate change are at the forefront. The economic policies proposed by the candidates could either bolster or hinder job growth and financial stability. Healthcare remains a critical issue, with debates over accessibility, affordability, and quality of care. Climate change, too, is a pressing concern, with the potential to affect not just the environment, but also the economy and public health. The election will also impact America's standing on the world stage. The next president will have the responsibility of navigating complex international relationships and addressing global challenges. This election is particularly significant due to the current political climate. The nation is experiencing unprecedented levels of political engagement and activism, with citizens more involved and vocal than ever before. The nation is deeply divided. The polarization is evident in the stark contrasts between political rallies and the passionate, sometimes heated debates among citizens. There is heightened polarization and political tension. Social media platforms are buzzing with political discourse, often amplifying the divisions and creating echo chambers that reinforce existing beliefs. The 2024 election presents an opportunity for Americans to come together. Despite the divisions, there is a shared hope that the election can be a catalyst for unity and progress. It is a chance to address pressing issues and move forward as a nation. By engaging in meaningful dialogue and participating in the electoral process, Americans have the power to shape a future that reflects their collective values and aspirations. The 2024 U.S. presidential election follows a structured timeline. Primaries and caucuses take place throughout the year, leading up to the general election. These early contests determine each party's nominee. The Democratic and Republican national conventions formally nominate their candidates. November 5, 2024, Election Day. Early December 2024, Electoral College votes. January 20th, 2025, Inauguration Day. These key dates mark important milestones in the election process. Election Day is when registered voters cast their ballots. The Electoral College, a group of electors from each state, officially elects the president. Inauguration Day marks the beginning of the new president's term. The 2024 presidential race features two main contenders. Incumbent President Donald Trump is seeking re-election. He represents the Republican Party. His challenger is Kamala Harris, the current vice president. She is the Democratic nominee. Donald Trump from New York, real estate mogul turned politician, known for his populist message and unconventional style. Kamala Harris from California, former senator and attorney general, first female vice president and first person of color in the role. Each candidate brings their own experiences and perspectives to the race. Trump emphasizes his business acumen and promises to make America great again. Harris focuses on social justice, equality, and addressing climate change. The outcome of the election hinges on a handful of key states. These battleground states are where the race is highly competitive. Both candidates are vying for victory in these crucial areas. The electoral map is a visual representation of each state's electoral votes. Traditional battlegrounds, Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin. Emerging battlegrounds, Arizona, Georgia, North Carolina. These states are considered battlegrounds for several reasons. They have a relatively even split between Democratic and Republican voters. Shifts in demographics and voter turnout can significantly impact the outcome. Candidates often focus their resources and campaign efforts on winning these states. Section 5. Promises made. What the candidates offer. Throughout their campaigns, the candidates have made various promises to the American people. These promises address a wide range of issues, from the economy to healthcare to education. Voters often consider these promises when making their decision. Trump's promises include continued economic growth, a strong military, and stricter immigration policies. Harris's promises focus on affordable healthcare, action on climate change, and investment in education and infrastructure. These promises reflect the candidate's priorities and policy positions. Trump's promises focus on economic nationalism and security. Harris's promises emphasize social welfare, environmental protection, and government investment. Section 6. Global Impact, a world watching closely. The 2024 U.S. presidential election has significant implications beyond American borders. The entire world is tuned in, watching every development with bated breath. The United States is a global superpower, a nation whose decisions reverberate across continents. Its influence is felt in every corner of the globe, from economic policies to military actions. Its policies and actions have far-reaching consequences. The decisions made by the U.S. government can alter the course of international trade, affect global markets, and shift diplomatic relations. The outcome of the election will impact international relations, trade, and global security. Countries around the world are preparing for the potential changes that a new administration might bring. Trump's protectionist policies have led to trade tensions, creating ripples in the global economy. His approach has been to prioritize American interests, often at the expense of international cooperation. While Harris supports free trade agreements, she advocates for stronger alliances and believes in the benefits of global partnerships. Trump withdrew the U.S. from the Paris Agreement, a move that was met with widespread criticism from environmentalists and world leaders alike. But Harris pledges to rejoin and prioritize climate action. She has made it clear that addressing climate change is one of her top priorities, promising to take bold steps to reduce carbon emissions and invest in renewable energy. The world is closely watching the election. Newsrooms from Tokyo to London are providing round-the-clock coverage, analyzing every speech, debate, and poll. Foreign leaders and citizens are eager to see how the outcome will affect their own countries. The stakes are high, and the anticipation is palpable. The next U.S. president will face the challenge of navigating complex global issues. From managing international conflicts to addressing global health crises, the responsibilities are immense, and maintaining America's role in the world. The leadership and decisions of the U.S. president will shape the future of international relations and determine the direction of global progress. As the world watches, the importance of this election cannot be overstated. It is not just about the future of the United States, but about the future of the world. The decisions made in the coming months will have lasting impacts, and the global community is keenly aware of this. The hope is that the next U.S. president will lead with wisdom, compassion, and a vision for a better, more united world. The world is watching, and the stakes have never been higher. Section 7. Poll Predictions, a glimpse into the future. Pollsters conduct surveys to gauge public opinion and predict election outcomes. These polls provide insights into voter preferences and the potential outcome of the race. However, polls are not always accurate and should be interpreted with caution. National polls show a tight race between Trump and Harris. State polls indicate close contests in battleground states. Poll results fluctuate throughout the campaign season. Factors like news events, campaign strategies, and voter turnout can influence poll numbers. It's essential to remember that polls are snapshots in time and not guarantees of the final outcome. Section 8. Election Night. Where to watch the results. Election night is a culmination of and anticipation. It's a night where the efforts of countless volunteers, the strategies of campaign managers, and the voices of millions of voters come together in a dramatic conclusion. The air is thick with suspense as the nation waits to see who will lead them for the next 4 years. As the polls close, news networks provide live coverage of the vote count and declare winners in each state. These networks have teams of analysts and experts who break down the numbers, offering insights and predictions. They explain the significance of each state's results and how they impact the overall race. The race to 270 electoral votes determines the next president. Each state contributes a certain number of electoral votes based on its population, and the candidate who secures the majority of these votes wins the presidency. This system makes some states, known as swing states, particularly crucial in the election. Major news networks like CNN, Fox News, and MSNBC will be covering the event. These networks offer different perspectives and analyses, catering to a wide range of viewers. They provide real-time updates, interviews with political experts, and live reports from key locations across the country. Online platforms such as 538, the New York Times, and the Washington Post will also provide extensive coverage. These websites offer interactive maps, detailed articles, and live blogs that keep readers informed about the latest developments. Social media platforms like Twitter and Facebook are also buzzing with real-time updates and reactions from people around the world. Millions of Americans will be glued to their screens, watching the results unfold. Families gather in living rooms, friends host election night parties, and individuals stay up late, anxiously awaiting the final outcome. It's a shared experience that brings people together regardless of their political affiliations. The atmosphere is electric with anticipation as the nation awaits the outcome of this crucial election. The results will shape the future of the country, influencing policies, international relations, and the lives of everyday citizens. The stakes are high, and the tension is palpable. The winner will inherit a divided nation and face the challenge of uniting the country. They will need to address the concerns of all Americans, bridge the political divide, and work towards a more cohesive and prosperous future. The journey ahead is daunting, but the hope for a better tomorrow drives the nation forward.